Don't go overexcited now, he'd pick me up. It's not the first time I've been best man, but it's definitely the first time I've had to wear these to read my own speech.
Even I can read that, right?
I wouldn't be able to carry the paper if it written any bigger. Anyone nervous?
Yeah.
It's just me then.
Speak up!
Sorry?
Speak up!
For those of you who do not know me, my name is Frank, and it's my job as best man to tell you the truth about Peter.
Oh. Yeah, I wish you'd kept your mouth shut.
Not the bowling story, which I really wished I put in. A fitness fanatic. A real friend.
We're not laughing at you, love, we was laughing at Jacqui's face.
Yeah, but the problem is, my mum was laughing at Peter.
No, she nearly choked.
I think the only Jim he knows is the Jim Bean on top shelf.
No, you watch it, I know where you live.
It's alright, we're related, so tell me now.
Let Frank say his speech.
You listen to mother.
A fitness fanatic. A real gent, a genius, and a hard worker. Unfortunately, he's none of those. However, he has many other outstanding qualities that have brought us all here today to celebrate His Majesty Jacqui. I would like to thank Peter for his kind words on behalf of the bridesmaids, who I'm sure you will agree looks absolutely wonderful. I've done a fantastic job today.
Yes, yes.
I would also like to thank you all for coming today and for helping make Peter and Jacqui's wedding such a memorable and special occasion for all those involved. On a personal note, I wish you'd all stayed at home and made my job a lot easier. I'm sure that you agree that Jacqui looks absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Peter just looks stunned. When Peter told me he was getting married, I said, yes, I think you should. You've been happy long enough. It's not over yet. And it's time to suffer like the rest of us.
Is that right, Les?
Yeah. Now, Peter has asked me to keep the speech quite brief. With this in mind, I've heard a whisper that some of you are taking bets how long my speech will last. I'll have a tenner on 40 minutes.
I was going to say 5 to 1 for 10 minutes.
When Peter asked me to be his best man, I said I don't really want to do it because I'm shy, nervous, a little embarrassed. Reserved, yeah. So he offered me 40 quid, or roughly $60 for our American friends. Throw me now. So I said, Peter, my good man, we've been friends for years. I'm a man of dignity, I cannot be bought. Then he offered me 80 quid, which is about $120. Anyway, as I said earlier, my name's Frank and I'm the best man for the day. Now, Peter and I have been friends for years, so how can I sum it up in just a few minutes? God. Flanders. Blakey and Fritz.
What?
These are just a few of the nicknames that he has gained along the way. Well, the ones I can use anyway. God, because to many of his friends, Peter was a fountain of all knowledge. All seeing, all doing, and seems to know almost everything about everything, which I think most people know you that. And would quite often work miracles, fixing and repairing things for friends and family that were deemed unfixable, and never take any payment. But that's Peter. Flanders, because for many years he sported the same hairstyle and moustache as a character made famous on the Simpsons, which I'm sure you all relate to.
I certainly didn't.
Blakey came from a time in Peter's working life when he drove buses. And for those old enough to remember on the buses, I'm sure you can relate to that too.
Oh, yeah.
Now this brings me to Fritz.
Yeah.
A bit more of a story to this one. I'm fortunate enough to work with Peter in the scrapyard, in which we have quite a few customers from the travelling community. Now these people didn't quite know how to take Peter, as he could be very straightforward and quite forthright. They assumed this to be a bit unfriendly, which of course it wasn't, it's just Peter's way. So to smooth things over, my brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided to convince them that Peter was in fact German. And that his real name was actually Fritz von Hill. He was so convincing that many of them would ask if the German was in today. This was backed further by us all witnessing Peter running after a wagon leaving the yard one day with a run that can only be described as Basil Fawlty doing his best German impression at speed. I've never seen anybody run without actually bending the knees. Peter can. Yeah, he can. I'm not going to show you. Joking aside though, Peter has, and I hope always will be, a big part of my life, and I regard Peter as being my right-hand man. And so today it's an honour to reverse the roles, and I hope I do him justice. Peter has always been there for myself and my family, from solving techno problems for my kids. So much so that if anything breaks in our house, they say, "Shall we ring Peter?" To which I reply, "You better hide, because I haven't got a clue." Now, quite a few years ago, we had a large fire at the yard, and all of our machinery was virtually destroyed and seemingly unfixable. When this happened, Peter, who was an alarm engineer at the time, called to see if he could help. Now, knowing nothing about hydraulics, he promptly booked 2 weeks off from his job, using up his own holidays to help us rebuild the machines. And for 2 weeks, he lay in oil, mud and dirty water from the fire, teaching himself as he went. Eventually, all were returned to work, mostly because of Peter's efforts. I can count on one hand and have fingers left friends who will do that for me. He really is one of the most caring, gentle, generous, trustworthy, honest, good-looking. His writing's terrible, but he made it a bit clearer next time. Now, I did quite a bit of research towards the speech today, mostly on the internet, and I found some really interesting stuff. It was nothing about being the best man, but it was really interesting stuff. Anyway, during my research, I found a few words of wisdom that may be of some use to Peter. A successful marriage requires falling in love many times, but always with the same person. There are 3 rings that make a marriage: engagement ring, wedding ring, and murder ring. If we don't be But on a serious note, and last but not least, never be complacent. Always keep an eye out for those little telltale signs in your relationship. Like if you see the milkman wearing your socks. Or the postman starts calling on a Sunday. Now, Peter and Jacqui have asked me to mention friends and family that have travelled a great distance to attend today. Think of a round of applause, please. I believe that some have travelled from as far afield as Peasy Cross and Haydock. I was speaking earlier to Peter in relation to a travel from America. During their conversation, they said after receiving their invite they were very keen to attend. But once they knew there was a free buffet, there was no stopping them. I do have a few cards to read out, so I'll just read a selection. There's quite a few, so I'll just go through one or two for you. To Peter and Jacqui, all the best from Thomas and Tricia.
Thank you.
Have a great day. We can't wait to come and see you. That's from everybody at the Inland Revenue St Helens branch. Quite a special one here for you. Congrats and all the very best to you both on your wedding day. May your future life together be perfect in every way. When life throws up trials and tribulations, just remember this: there is nothing that cannot be fixed with "I'm sorry" and a kiss. To Mum and Peter, may this day you share be filled with love and laughter. May all the days ahead be happy ever after. Congratulations on your special day. Lots of love, Rebecca and Jennifer. One here for Peter. We have a card here. It's all the girls at the Pleasure Palace Massage Club. Have a great day. See you next week, big boy. Apparently you're going to get some discount. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we will be raising the toast to the bride and the groom. As a man who is willing to raise his glass for almost anything, I look forward to it. Peter and Jacqui are the perfect couple and you have been the perfect audience, and I am very much honoured to stand as best man today. A special mention must go to my wife, who helped me with my speech. I wrote the entertaining, sincere and funny parts, and she wrote the rest. So let us congratulate Peter and Jacqui, and let us wish them all happiness from this day forward. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in drinking the toast to the bride and groom.